Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am excited because I am bringing you in on a very intimate night to see what a cozy date night at home with me and Dan looks like. Now, this is actually my favorite kind of date night because Dan and I are so on the go and busy sometimes that just getting to chill at home, cook some food, hang out is just amazing. Today's video is actually sponsored by Xfinity, which is really amazing to me because I love our Xfinity service. Xfinity takes care of so many needs in our home, as you're gonna see. So yeah, let's hop right in. Now, when Dan and I are having a cozy date night at home, one of the first things I like to do is set the environment. So I'll make sure to plug in all my twinkle lights, light a couple candles, turn on the diffuser, and just make it cozy. So tonight for our dinner, we actually decided to make a red wine risotto. Now, I don't think I've ever made this in a video, but I made it on Instagram a few weeks ago, and so many people, I have to say, we're obsessed with it. Now, it's a little bit of a recipe that we found online, so we like to watch videos for risotto while we make it because it's touchy. We're still kind of learning. We get inspiration, but we kind of made this recipe up too. So Dan started by chopping up some Hawaiian sweet onion. Actually, I think it's a Texas sweet onion, not that that matters, but he started by chopping up the onion into little pieces, dicing it up, and making extra cute faces while he went. So then I put the pan on the stove with a little bit of butter and avocado oil and stirred that up while some veggie broth was cooking in the pot next to it. Then I threw some onions into the pan and kind of let those heat up. Now, all the while, we have been streaming videos on my phone to just kind of watch and get tips and inspiration for our risotto. Now, I have to say, I legitimately love Xfinity internet. When Dan and I moved to Nashville, that was actually one of the first things he did. He was so excited to get Xfinity internet because he had heard so many great things about it. So we had it set up right away, and it was not disappointing at all. It's got incredible coverage and it's so fast. Actually, when I go over to other people's houses, I am kind of disappointed by their lack of speed because our internet is so fast and reliable. Honestly, it's pretty reliably fast even during what I would consider to be peak hours. So that's pretty awesome. And one thing I found out from them is that around the country, apparently there's like millions of free Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots. So that's just a fun little fact, which makes Xfinity even more awesome. Dan took some garlic, crushed that up into the pan, or got that ready to crush into the pan, and added a bunch of frozen cauliflower that we had lying around. Tonight's risotto was a little different because usually I use mushrooms, but I didn't have any, so I just used this frozen cauliflower. And then Dan went outside to get some rosemary to chop up, and I just kept making the risotto. And then Dan took the rosemary, chopped it up into tiny little flecks, and then we put that in our risotto. Oh, of course, you have to add the red wine. No, you don't have to add the red wine, but the red wine makes it really, really good. So then we added some salt and pepper to the mix and just continued to stir that all up and ladle in the broth as necessary. That's the thing about risotto, is you have to baby it. As you're cooking it on the stove, you pretty much just keep adding little scoops of veggie broth and then stirring it in. And as the rice absorbs the broth, then you add more broth and stir it again. And then it absorbs the broth, and then you add more broth and stir it again. And you just keep going. So then Dan made us a kale salad. So we used the produce we had around, which was kale, some green scallions, and some beets, all the while watching a cooking show on YouTube, which honestly is the way I tend to cook most nights, is to stream cooking shows, which is really fun. Then I popped in a chunk of goat cheese, stirred that into the mix, turned off the heat, covered the risotto, and then stirred it all in. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering looking at this. And once Dan had chopped up all the veggies, those beets, by the way, we get them at Costco, and they're so good. They're pre-made, they're so fresh tasting. So he poured that into the salad like so. And then we took some cilantro that we had left, and he chopped that up and threw that into our kale salad too. Oh, this is some homemade dressing I had made a couple days earlier out of some Dijon mustard, olive oil, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, garlic, salt, and pepper. And then he decided to toss the salad with his hands. He kept joking. He's like, "Do people do this?" I'm like, "That's perfect, baby. You're coating that kale salad all the way through." So then we decided to eat dinner at our living room table, our, what do you call it? Like a coffee table that Dan actually made for us, which I will never stop being impressed with. Honestly, everything that Dan makes, I'm always like next level impressed, because I don't think I could make anything if my life depended on it. So then I brought him his food, and we decided to split a Waterloo watermelon sparkling water, and then
diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Then we turned on Xfinity X1 to watch, that's right guys, diners, drive-ins, and dives. And Dan and I love, when we're having a cozy date night in, watching some kind of show or movie, and we try not to just like completely zone out. We'll often have like conversations about what we're watching, or we'll end up laughing, talking about the food that we're seeing, talking about the movie that we're watching. It really is like a conversation engager for us, and Triple D is amazing if you haven't watched it. And the other cool thing about X1 is you can actually speak into your remote like Dan did to find the show that you're looking for, and it'll show it streaming live, or it'll show you what's available on demand. So I think X1 is super cool. So then we put away our extra risotto into a Tupperware. Dan did the last couple of dishes, and then I went upstairs to start the bath. Now, tonight we have to use a bath bomb because nothing screams cozy bath like a bath bomb. So we used our lavender bath bomb, and I put some of my Valor essential oil into my diffuser to diffuse while we took our bath. That's also an essential for a cozy date night in. Then I lit the candle next to our bathtub. And then I also turned on the diffuser in my bedroom and mixed these three as well. I wanted the whole room to be filled with goodness. And tonight we're using some Epsom salt in our bath while the puppies hang outside while we soak. I love baths. They're one of my favorite things in the world. And after we hung out, had some good conversation, laughed a little bit, we hopped out, and then I also lit another candle in my bedroom. I've mentioned I'm a big diffuser person now, but I do like candles every once in a while just for the mood, the flicker of the fire. And then the pups climbed in our bed. We love having the pups in our bed. That's kind of a newer development. They've been sleeping with us lately, and hashtag no regrets. And then I used my Cool Azul pain cream to rub onto my shoulders, which were a little sore. This stuff is legitimately amazing. I love it so much, and it helps me sleep even better because the cooling effect is so comforting. So after that, we hung out, watched our show, laughed, chatted, breathed in the fresh air from the diffuser. Then once we were wrapping things up for the night, Dan headed back downstairs to get us some water and to also set our alarm. Now, we got the whole system when we signed up for Xfinity. This is our Xfinity home system, and it's got 24/7 professional monitoring with a fast response time, and you have the ability to arm, disarm, and control your system remotely from your phone. I love having an alarm system in my home. So once Dan set the alarm, he came back upstairs to me with Bowser. Yes, Bowser literally follows him everywhere. Flipped off the lights, and that is the end of our cozy date night routine. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Random shout out if you missed my summer plant haul. I will link that down below. It was a super fun video to make because we all know I'm obsessed with plants. And I've uploaded a couple of routines lately too, if you missed that. I've been on such an uploading streak. Yes. All right, I will see you guys back here soon. Bye.